Hey there. So I just watched the movie called Frequencies. It's actually free on YouTube. And it's pretty good. If you're have a philosopher's mind, you might enjoy it as well. Um, I feel like there's a lot of, I feel like it's a bit big for my mind actually. But, I can feel it as a lot of truth in it. I think that having a mind that won't keep up with my knowing, I can know something and then I can't grasp how that adds up. You know, I think that's sort of a gift because I just think I could potentially get lost in analysis for a long, long, long time because I enjoy it. Anyhow, this movie was kind of depicting how there is a divine orchestration, which you hear me talk about on this channel if you've been here before, and how counter forces, so to speak, are balanced out constantly. And it actually revealed that music is the way that counter frequencies can coexist because it bridges the gap. Music is a bridge. I thought that was really cool. And it made me think about time when I was doing readings in a barroom restaurant type place. And then the establishment decided to start having music entertainment at the same time they had me doing my entertainment offering. And I kind of go by how it feels, right? How the resonance of what I'm being presented with feels to me. And at the time, it didn't feel wrong or bad. So I agreed to continue doing that when they were adding in music at the same time. But the music, you know, it was obviously disruptive to what I was doing, which was giving readings. I needed to talk to people. And with loud music right next to us, it made it more difficult, right? So I eventually moved on, and that was a major reason why I did so, because the music took away from the space I was trying to create to give readings in, and it felt disrespectful overall. And maybe that was the purpose of it. I don't know. But I was thinking that because I did agree to it at first, perhaps there were a few readings that really needed to have that bridge going on, right, in order for me to be able to deliver the message. I thought, ooh, that's a possibility, And then I thought about times that I've gone to concerts. I mean, I used to love concerts, but I've always been pretty sensitive energetically, right? Um, and I used to have a really hard time not absorbing, matching up with other people's frequencies that were sometimes a lot lower. And it was uncomfortable at times. Now I understand how that works and have worked to repair that within myself. But I was thinking, oh, if it is true that music is the bridge, then perhaps that's why I could always enjoy music amongst a big array of energetically different people, Anyhow, these were just some thoughts that I had in response to the movie. And I am getting closer to the end of my project, which is exciting, and I am sort of taking my time to. I'm trying not to be a perfectionist, but I feel like I have an endless array of ideas. And I feel like I could literally work on this project forever and it would still be something that I like doing. So, but at some point I feel like I need to like present it, to whom it is meant for, and let it be an ongoing project at the same time, like present a version that people can actually utilize, and then also continue working on it to improve it while they're utilizing it. So that's my plan with it. And I'm really excited about it. I'm so excited about it. I'm sort of in awe of myself and what I've created. I think that's a good sign. I think it's a good feeling to have, you know. There are certainly people out there who won't appreciate it, that can't appreciate it. But I know that there are plenty that are willing to and able to, just because of what it is. So, that's exciting. My granddaughter's here sleeping on the couch. I thought she might start to wake up there for a moment, but nope, back to snoring. She stayed up late watching E.T. She watched it last time she slept over. She really liked it. I was so happy when she fell asleep early last night. And then, unfortunately, she woke up a couple hours later in the middle of the night. So, we had to put on a movie. In the background here, I can hear children playing outside. What a nice sound, right? All right, well, let's see if I can do a quick reading. My son just confirmed that he does want an apple with his lunch. That's lovely. Okay. I don't really think I need these to read my screen, but these are like blue screen glasses, so I might as well. Known influence, Achilles. Something has exposed your weaknesses to you. Wow, that felt huge when I said it. That felt like a door just opened. Because maybe you weren't thinking about the situation in this way. Like, for what did it show you for your weaknesses? This is something that I've been looking at for myself over years, because if I found a weakness, especially one that I didn't know was a weakness in me, that was on my list of shadow work to do, because you can find where that's rooted in you and like balance it out, right? Okay, hidden influence, Astrea. I believe Astrea is justice. Let's see. Astrea, mythology. A goddess of justice, innocence, and purity. She's associated with accuracy and precision and is often depicted as a virgin goddess. The last of the immortals to live among humans during the Golden Age. As humanity declined and the Iron Age began, she ascended to the heavens, becoming the constellation Virgo. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's the hidden influence, justice. Has your weakness been exploited? Let's look more. Needs balance, lust. You know, I've done a bit of a meditation on lust before. When I say a bit, like I didn't go too deep. Not because I'm scared or whatever, just because it was a frivolous entertainment of the concept for me. And what I was thinking about it is lust, you know, because like in terms of like building a relationship, lust is not really one of the pieces of the building blocks of a relationship, right? It can be. Some people do use it. Some people even have relationships based only on it. But these are always going to be destructive forces for ourselves and others, right? Because lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. And I think the biggest risk for it is that you get stuck in it. It's like, it could be addictive, right? It's like infinitely looping energy unless you decide to take yourself out of it. And then like even, so why would you choose a loving relationship if you can just continuously get dopamine hits off utilizing lust in relationship instead, you know? And it's like you become an imbalanced person. And we were talking about that movie, Frequencies, and it's talking about how the universe is always seeking balance. So what has to happen in order to balance that out within your own life and within the lives of the people around you? You're never not affecting them. Okay, so lust needs balance, it says. So I think that utilizing lust, like because it is enjoyable for us to indulge in these things, gluttony, lust, sloth, wrath, you know, these can all be things that we sort of enjoy a little bit, maybe a lot bit. And I think in doses, like say within the context of a loving relationship that is not built on lust, that you can indulge in lust, lustful acts or moments or experiences, right? And that way the lust is not kind of ruling the whole thing, that it's counterbalanced, right? It's within the relationship and it's making a more stable relationship. And then we have pressure, Sagittarius. It's looking at a bigger picture view, long distance travel, philosophy, higher knowing, higher knowledge, higher mind. Looking at a bigger picture view. You're being asked to look at the bigger picture view of your weaknesses and how they're affecting people and how they're affecting you. You get relief from amicitia. Amicitia is a representative of friendship in the mythologies. Let me just look it up to see if there's anything else we should know about it. Oh, it's not mythology. It's a Latin word for friendship, a key concept in Roman society and politics, used to describe relationships between individuals and between Rome and other states or people. While genuine friendship based on virtue was valued, the term amicitia often referred to a formal political alliance and client-patron relationships with shifting obligations, unlike the mythological Greek personification of friendship. So it's been used both ways. Amicitia was a technical term for political alliances and client relationships. Client relationships, interesting, because we did look at lust, and relationship based just on lust could be like sex worker type relationship. And this is saying we could be referring to that. Now, if it's not that, like straight up, it could be more like transactional relating. I do this for you, you do that for me. While amicitia between individuals could signify genuine friendship based on virtue, it was often more about practical alliances for mutual benefit. Oh, okay. The personification of affection and friendship. The Greek mythology Philautes. It's a societal concept, though, not the deity. Okay. It doesn't involve formal legal obligations. So friendship is going to give relief from this. Something needs to be balanced out. And now it could be friendship within a relationship where just lust existed before. And then others. If we consider others in this situation, it says duplicated. Let me see how I can put this into context. I just got this feeling that it doesn't belong there, but it does. So, often refers to a stellium, which is a cluster of 3 or more planets in the same zodiac sign. Another meaning of duplicated astrology is having a double sign and in opposite sides of the birth chart, indicating a particular zodiacal style applies to 2 areas of life. Neither is inherently good or bad. Their impact depends on the emotional maturity of the individual and how these planetary energies are expressed. This isn't the duplication that this is referring to, though. So I've got to look deeper. I'm on a Reddit thread, so I'm just kind of seeing if anything peeks up. So duplications go along with interceptions. When we have intercepted signs in our houses, we also have duplicated house. Two different houses both begin in the same sign. If one sign is duplicated, its opposite sign is also duplicated. To deal with intercepted signs, we look at our duplicated signs. Duplicated signs cover extra territory and therefore are more influential since they cover more areas of our life. They show the departments where we are stronger and where things come to us more easily. Oh, all this is simply saying is this either experience that keeps repeating or this person, it could be a person for some people, but I'm going to speak about it as if it's an experience, just so I can kind of cover that fully. Just fill in the blank on how it applies to you. This experience has more to offer you than you're allowing for it. This experience has more to offer you than you are allowing for it. It is inviting you to balance out that lust with something else, perhaps friendship. Give this situation justice and understand that the reason that it's been out of balance is because it's been trying to compensate for your weakness. You have a weakness. It is on full display in this situation, And it could be in a relationship for some of you. And this is something that is ready to come to your attention and ready for you to balance out. So what would you need to do first? Well, the way I would approach this is looking at the weakness, right? And then like what's the root cause of that? Now, weaknesses don't always have root causes. Sometimes it's just something we haven't practiced or we don't know about or we're new with. But I just felt like this is a weakness where it does have a root cause. So what is causing you to experience this as a weak point in your life? A weak point in your, I want to say in your self, in your stature. So whatever the weakness is, like look at it and say like, you know, when's the last time that I experienced this? And then when's the first time that I experienced this? Do you have a memory that comes to mind, right? By revisiting that memory, like you can see there's a loop of energy because it's been repeating. If you can find the first time it happened and then the last time it happened, you know that it's cycled many times in between there. That you've experienced this as a loop of energy, this weakness. And you're probably very strong in compensating for this in a lot of other ways or areas of your life. And in this particular case, it's affecting your life in such a way where you're having to play small in order to compensate for this weakness. So not only is the weakness affecting you, but it's really affecting a lot of parts of your life. And it's asking you to address this on this deeper level. If you know where it came from, you could do like a soul retrieval. You could balance out the energy with the formula that I've mentioned on my channel many times. You can watch some other videos. My channel can be used like an oracle, so you can use your intuition to decide and choose a video, listen, and find some helpful information to reflect on. But the weakness being accounted for in the equation of what you're doing is going to help you actually balance out the situation in a way there is more benefit for you than the literal perpetual detriment that you are now living out. So if you've just sort of shrugged this off and said, well, this is just how I am, this is just something I'm not good at, this is just something I can't do, even if it's being in a relationship that's more than just lust, this is kind of calling you out and saying, like, that's not true. Let's look at this, because you are setting a lot of things in motion that now have to be balanced out, and those repercussions are coming back to you. So you may not even realize the ways that this is affecting you and others, and how that's coming back. So it's asking you to balance this out. And really, once you get to the root cause and balance out and do some healing, neutralizing of yourself on the topic, right? The other things will naturally come into balance. It'll be a lot easier. It won't be effort. It's like release yourself from the compulsion of coping in the way that you're coping to avoid this weakness. And then the other things are going to be really easy to deal with. If you did it another way, if you try instead to control your lust and try to make friendships, it's not going to work very well. Not in a real way. You'll feel something's off, something's missing, it'll be too much work, you'll slip back into the old way. But if you alleviate it from the root cause, now you'll be able to make some difference in the pattern in your life and in the balance that's being called for. Wow, that was cool. All right. close your reading out there, and we'll see you in the future.